Hello everybody and welcome back to the All the Smiling Faces questions and answers.
You said that very nicely there.
Hi.
Hi everybody.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are.
Hi everybody.
So let's make a start with... I better go with this guy first because he got a bit huffy last week. I didn't read out his question. So Neil Jar.
Hi Neil.
Neil says, with 2 wins in a row, 5 goals in the last 2 matches, 7 points clear of the relegation zone and in a better position than this time last year, why are some fans still mourning?
God, you're up, man.
Well, it's the question. Well, I haven't got the answer because it's the question I'm asking. So it's difficult, isn't it?
Why are fans mourning? Because that we're appointing a manager who no one wanted, but they're not. They're too proud to give him any credit. Let's just put it that way.
They're scared of humble pie. But no. But nobody. It wouldn't bother me. Like if I was as negative as what them were at the start.
But you're a Bruce apologist, though.
I don't know how that is. Anyway.
Not Bruce Wayne.
Giving someone
or
some
Bruce
credit,
Willis.
but still not liking someone. If you don't like them, then that's fine. But to refuse to give him any credit, I'm still looking for the guy in the Platinum Club who had a go. Me at the Arsenal game, we had a massive argument after the game, and I was looking for him yesterday. Nowhere to be seen. He was standing. No, he was standing in front of the...
Scared.
I was. He was standing in front in the Arsenal when the Arsenal game finished. It was on telly, that one, was it? It was, wasn't it?
It was Sunday.
So it was after the Sky game. He stood in front of the telly where the door was to leave, and any single person that went past, he was at. Bruce's fault, that, you know. Bruce's tactics. Subs were shit. Didn't know they were playing in midfield. Williams didn't know where he was playing. Anyone, you didn't even know them. That's when I went over and went, actually, you're a fucking bellend. What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Not there anymore.
He's sitting behind me and Adam.
So it's like...
Do you not go to the match with your dad anymore, like?
Aye. What do you mean? Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Imagine was your dad.
Well, that's how it started.
I haven't seen him since the Arsenal game.
Because he started having a go almost at me dad, to be fair, that's how it all started. But anyway, yeah. No, it's a fair question. Listen, we all know what the problem is. Ashley's a bellend. We all know what the problem is. I'm not happy with the situation. All I'm saying is that it's quite enjoyable to get out of a game for a change.
Well, it's like we said at the start of the season, there's nothing we can do about it. We're stuck with him. You might as well get behind it and just enjoy it. And thankfully it's...
And judge him on results. That's the main thing. You judge him on results.
People will only judge him on the bad ones. Sorry, I don't.
We've seen
not
that.
everyone, but a lot of people will only... We'll probably get beat next week. It'll be absolute hell.
Let's be honest.
The week after.
When we got battered off Leicester, we judged him on the result.
Yeah,
which is the right thing to do.
But it's a 5 now, though.
But we'll also give him credit when we get the wins.
That's it.
That's
Take the rough with the smooth. When they do well, you praise them. When they don't do well, then you've got the right. You've got the right to say something.
I just think you've got to be careful. I think the problem is people hammer him for a defeat. 5-0 against Leicester, you should get hammered. It's 5-0. But I've seen people got beat off Chelsea away 1-0 and people were going off it. Yeah. Jesus Lord.
The only criticism really of him is he needs to stop playing the woe is me card as much.
Yeah, I agree with you there totally.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So young Mono sends in a question, which is a question that we had a little bit of a debate on actually at the weekend.
Oh, I'm not.
And it's who do you reckon is on penalties?
All right, okay.
Without having Richie in the team.
So we spoke about this last week, didn't we?
We had a bit of a chat about it.
So surely it has to be a striker.
I'm scoring.
It has to be.
Well, all right, Almiron, but I think Almiron would be the penalty taker. You know.
I hope not.
I think Joe Linton would.
It's got to be one of the forward. Almiron. I hope not.
To be fair, like, my answer to this question on the weekend,
because I wanted to say Joe Linton.
My answer to the question when we were talking about it on the weekend was Fernandes.
Bollocks. Shame.
Because he's not in the team, is he?
Well, sorry, okay, right, fair enough then. All right. Yeah,
so, because if you remember back to the cup game, Fernandes had a penalty in that and he was fantastic.
Shares was amazing.
Shares was good as well.
Literally
Joe Linton's probably the one, like, innit?
It's Joe.
There's no way on earth it can be Shelby or Hayden.
He won't take another one.
Because they were fucking horrendous.
And Almiron's was horrendous.
Yedlin's was pretty decent.
You're not going to get defender taking it.
It's going to be Joe, isn't it? Yeah,
you would have thought.
When you think of
but has he got the
bollocks?
The confidence to do it at the minute?
I don't know who said confidence and has said bollocks.
I'm telling you now, if he had a penalty and he misses, some of the fans he'll never forget.
Well, look at Kennedy last season.
Cardiff away.
The worst.
The worst.
Yeah.
The worst.
Darryl, Mr. Mitchell Hill.
And Dad, I've been on the phone lately.
So he says...
Oh, he was having a little sing-song with me. You seen it?
Oh, I seen it, yeah.
Working on the docks.
Yeah.
Working on the site.
Working on the docks.
Working on the dock. Working on the site from morning till night.
Darryl used to work on the docks.
Darryl used to work on the tracks. Trains.
He works on trains.
So, lads, do you think we almost threw it away at the death on Saturday? That's not really his question.
I was gonna say.
He was furious about it. No, he's really...
Imagine if that was his question.
Is that what he said?
He doesn't have mind in his own.
Okay.
So he says, do you think we only do ourselves justice with the atmosphere when it's like us versus everyone? Only felt like we got behind the lads when the ref didn't give us decisions.
That's what I want to see every week. I want to see the referee giving us a shit decision. And that
does.
it's not just
It
the
always
fans that
works,
get hyped
doesn't
up,
it?
it's the players as well.
Yeah.
We saw Almiron turn into like a little white Leeds Raji at one point.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
He was going wild.
Joe Linton was a
See the size of the kid that you was up against?
I just get that.
Nah.
I
wanna see
It always galvanises the support, doesn't it, when you've got a fucking shit referee
Aye, bring it on.
making ridiculous decisions.
And some of them were pricks.
The what?
Both
Yeah.
pricks. Some of them were. It was funny, I was sitting watching the game and I was like, I had no real issues or affiliation.
Thoughts on Bournemouth?
Christ, I did it full time. They've gone now because it's a couple of days on. But at that time, I was like, I fucking hate these. Like, it was weird.
Well, once they went 1-0 up, they were wasting time loads. Like taking the time over free kicks, throw-ins and all of that kind of thing.
They were lying down.
And then obviously, when we then started getting into the game and we were 2-1 up, and then we were having, like, because there was about 3 head injuries. Well, Willems,
so
which
we didn't
never
mention this
mentioned.
on the
Willems was out
podcast.
on his feet at one point,
So
wasn't he?
Willems, remember the Robert Bernard one where Bernard's like stumbling?
Yeah.
Willems
clash
is similar.
of heads, wasn't it?
He tries to
Second
move
half.
and he stops and he grabs his head. Then he starts like
He just-
swaying like that. Then he
swing.
starts to run again. Then he hits the deck.
Yeah. We fully expected him to go off at that point.
This
didn't
is where I expect VAR to come in. They're looking at everything that's happening on the pitch. They've clearly seen
Yeah, but
an injury to him, so to his
head injury
a
as
head
well.
injury. If there's a head injury, your referee stops the game, no matter where it is on the pitch. They stop the game.
And
If it's a normal injury, they don't. They just let it play on until the opposition put the ball out. Hence why it all kicked off Almiron because they didn't put the ball out.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Which was about the
that
third
Willems
time
one,
there was a head injury.
he takes a canny blow on his head and the
Well,
referee lets them attack.
He's heading down and the other
Then
kid's jumping up.
He comes back when the ball's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that referee, he's a poor ref.
He is.
He's been a poor ref for years.
Yeah.
He's absolutely shit. And I don't. Sorry, sometimes it's easy to sit here and you're in a game and there's people next to me and that'll be like, it's a disgrace. Well, actually, it was a perfectly good
Yeah.
tackle. And I try not to be biased,
No,
I
I
just
agree,
watch a game of football and call it how I see it. He was terrible for both sides. There was decisions he was giving us that were never right. There was loads he was giving against where that weren't right. The VAR thing. So do you mean
So VAR.
VAR should be in his knee going, by the way, it's
Yeah.
an energy. Well, I could be completely wrong about to say here, but I didn't think that someone watches the game live. I thought that there was like many games going on and they're like, right, we need to go to VAR because there's been a goal and they'll go to that game.
Oh, is it?
I could be wrong here, but I don't think there's someone literally physically sitting watching the game.
I thought it was per game.
No, I don't think
Oh,
it
is it
is.
not?
But I could be wrong. I'm just saying what
I thought it was an incident per
I
game.
may be thinking more NFL style where they're in an office somewhere in the country where every game's on that's live and that.
No, I think it's a suite and there's 3 of them watching each game, I think.
Is there?
I'm pretty sure.
And they get all that wrong.
Well, that's
That's a worrying thing.
That's the worrying thing, isn't it? And it's not.
Isn't it?
And that's the thing is, it's not VAR that's the problem. It's the people that are sitting
Nah, it must be
watching
a
the
team per game.
VAR.
It has
That's
to be
there's
a
three.
team
There's
per
3
game.
people.
Has to be.
There's three people
Well,
watching
they're not
the
allowed to get
games.
involved for that anyway, are they? Like,
But there should be like how let's use it for what it's. It seems like they're just using it now to chalk goals off. It's all they're using it for.
well, we could talk all day about VAR. The problem really isn't VAR. The problem is one, no one has a fucking clue what's going on when it's under use. Second of all, the actual rules of offside need totally.
They just make them always go away and like
This
go along now
business,
like.
here, nose offside, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well,
Armpits offside.
Look at the
That's what I saw the other day. Armpit.
look at the Liverpool City game yesterday.
Horrendous.
There's 2 handballs, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
The second one wasn't like.
First one definitely is.
First one definitely was.
Whoa. Do you mean Silva's handball then Robinson's
Trent
not?
one, are you
Oh,
talking
you mean
about
Trent?
No,
There's
yeah,
2
yeah,
handballs
yeah.
in that one passage.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah. I get what you're saying. I seen the freeze frame. I'm really sorry to do this. Champions League final, Sissoko hits him there.
Yeah.
I hate Sissoko, I
yeah,
hate Tom.
yeah.
It's wonderful it happened.
Penalty.
My God, how's that a penalty?
And
that's
that one's not. Well, that's it.
The second one definitely wasn't, by the way.
No.
He's off his head, but, you know.
But then you had the same thing where Sheffield United's goal gets given offside because his toes offside.
Hey, that's terrible. Honestly, terrible.
The need to seriously... Now they've got a chance, right?
We're
going into international break. Now should be the chance where they should be sitting reviewing this and think, how do we change this?
You're right in what you say, but Lampard had an interview and he's saying, we all had a meeting on Thursday, this was before the weekend, and the rules were set, the refs agreed, and I've had my match on Saturday and they haven't done one single rule we'll talk about on Thursday. And I think it's just so shit. It's just shit, isn't it, really? But sorry to digress there. Next question. VAR shit, basically.
It is the worst.
It is,
Robin sends in. Robin Verhagen.
Robin Verhagen, he runs the Instagram account, which is... It's one I mentioned on my story the other day.
It's nice that he knows.
Can anyone remember?
I'm going to say
NUFC, something.
NUFC twice?
But it's really good, to be honest with you. Do you know what NUFC 360 do on Twitter?
Yeah.
It's similar to what they do on Instagram, so it's NUFC.UK_.
Oh, is that there?
Yeah,
oh, right,
that's his. So he
mint,
basically like just updates it on like news and stuff like that. So I said I would give him a mention if he sent a question.
Yeah,
so he did.
So well done, mate.
That looks good. That.
I hope that's you.
Aye.
If not,
that's
probably just
made
that up.
Oh, nice.
So Robin asks,
tells him like how many dribbles, key passes, stuff.
Yeah,
he's doing a good job.
That is good.
Like by Andy Carroll.
Big Andy.
Doing a good job. Doing a good job.
So yes, he is the owner and founder of Instagram page NUFC UK_.
Definitely follow that, looks mint.
Oh, did you actually see that on there?
Says that in his...
Well, you could have told us that before I started
I've just
find his
looked
name.
when you've said it.
Fucking hell.
I've just gone on his profile to check.
Alright, fuck me.
Dear me.
I'm struggling there to find his name and he
Anyway.
got it in front of him. It's like his notes on the last one.
That was funny though, right? He's sending pigeons off to find out what he's going to call.
No, well actually, it's right in front of you. Jesus Christ, what a quiz like next one. Imagine what he's going to be like.
Go on, mate.
Right, do you want us to read his question now? Or are you going to keep bloody bleating on?
I used that joke in the last one, you didn't hear?
I don't know. Right. So Robin asks, who is your favourite Dutch player to ever play for Newcastle?
Oh, there's not many to choose from, is there?
Mine's easy.
Wijnaldum.
Straight away. Ronaldo?
Aye. Oh, Tim Krul.
Tim Krul. 100%.
Name some others, I'm struggling.
De Jong.
Bernard Anita.
De
Jong.
Terrible.
Williams.
Too early.
That's too early.
Patrick Van Aanholt.
You've got to go. You have to go Krul, don't you?
Frank.
Kluivert. Patrick Kluivert.
Is Frank Pingle Dutch?
That's a shout.
It's going back some years.
Kluivert?
I love Kluivert.
Kluivert.
He wasn't here long, but...
He wasn't at his best, though, was he?
Boy, it was Patrick Kluivert. It was Patrick Kluivert. I love that yellow strip as well.
He was a shadow of his former self, though, really, wasn't he?
He was a happy shadow.
I'm going to have to say Krul.
Yeah, probably Krul.
I think Frank Pringle was Danish, I think, actually.
Yeah, we haven't had like a...
Timmy for me, like.
Wijnaldum was good, though, wasn't he?
Mint, unreal. Wait at home.
Yeah, Timmy.
At home. He's amazing now.
Has to be Tim, though. Has to be Tim. Even though he turned into a hologram by then, he was great.
William Gray, talk of the time, asks if Joe Linton, Saint-Maximin and Almiron start scoring and we get lucky with injuries, do you think we could challenge for a Europa League place?
Whoa, calm
Considering how good our defence in Dubravka has been for the majority of this season.
Calm down.
I think
we're only 2 points away.
Willie's getting carried away here, isn't he?
Who?
Willie's
getting carried away?
William. Young William.
All right, okay.
What I think, honestly, right, is the turnaround from Leicester has been amazing. We've only lost one game in 5, I think, and that was away at Chelsea, which is fine. The issue you've got is there's still games where even Bournemouth at home, we could have been 2 or 3 down. Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
We could have been.
Yeah.
We could have been.
Yeah.
Yes, we could have scored a couple, but you know we're just grinding out results. You know what I mean? We're just middle of the road, like.
Rein it in.
Yeah.
Take each game.
Let's get carried away, man.
Yeah.
I love getting carried
Yeah,
away.
man. We're getting a takeover last week.
Yeah. But, I
So
mean,
this last week was the takeover week. This week is European week.
We've got Villa away on Monday, next couple of weeks, and we've got Man City. You could lose both them games quite easy.
Exactly.
And there'll be questions on it, should he be sacked? We're going to get relegated. You know what I mean?
We've got a decent run of games coming up, though. I think Man City's the only one where you'd probably look at thinking that's...
But we couldn't beat fucking Brighton, everyone was kicking off. We couldn't beat Wolves, everyone. We couldn't
No,
beat,
I'm saying
beat
as a podcast. I think looking into these games, we'll probably be pretty hopeful.
We're going to win them all anyway, so it's all right.
Yeah.
Next question.
Danny,
We're not even for Europa League, Champions League. What we're going for.
Sod that. Let's win it.
we'll be pushing Liverpool and Leicester for the league, man.
Is that after we've already bagged the FA Cup?
That's one thing to point out, though. Yes, Leicester went and absolutely tonked it, but they're having a hell of a season so far.
I've
Leicester,
got a question
aren't
for you.
Right. I'm
right?
over 10 men.
Can you just tweet it in, please?
No, so I've got a question for you now.
Use the hashtag
right?
AWSF pod.
So the question I'm going to ask you now is, who will Newcastle United be playing in the Super Cup?
Next question.
Will it be Leicester?
So Danny McAloon, not Macaroon.
Macaloon. He should say he's dating Macatoon on there, shouldn't he?
Good shout. Good
Shouldn't
shout.
he? Macatoon.
Danny McAtoon. So he would like to know, is Allan the Saint-Maximin
The greatest player ever.
the most exciting player we've
Has he actually
ever
said
had?
the Saint?
Or what?
Are we making this take off as he said the Saint?
No, I said
Oh,
that.
shit.
I call him the Saint. I don't know.
Is he the most
I
exciting
think
player
we're sticking
ever?
with the Saint.
I
No,
like-
he called him the Saint.
Maxi.
No, I did.
He called him the Saint.
No, I did.
He called him the Saint because we went like this afterwards.
You've just
Oh,
picked
the
on
Called him
Saint.
The Saint.
Ah,
You call him
sorry,
Saint, he called him the Saint.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Or Maxi. The Saint or Maxi.
We're not
That's
calling him
what I
Maxi, definitely not calling him Maxi.
That's his nickname?
But we'll
Saint.
call him the Saint.
I don't call him ESM, like, I've never done that.
I do when I'm
Best-
like tweeting or something like that
That's
because
short,
it's
yeah,
shorter,
of course,
isn't it?
I say Saint. Like. The most exciting player.
We've ever had.
What was the question?
Is he the most
Fucking
exciting
hell,
player
for
I've
the
ever had?
15th time tonight.
Saint.
Is he the most exciting player I've ever had?
The Saint.
The Saint.
So the only person
Don't you dare.
that I can
Don't you dare.
is
It's Ben Arfa.
probably James Milner, is the closest player.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
Very
Ben
underrated
Arfa.
in his time was
Mine's
our
Habib
our
Beye.
Jimmy Miller.
Habib.
I liked Habib Beye, you know.
He wasn't exciting, no, let's be honest.
It is Ben Arfa, isn't it?
It's not.
In terms of exciting player.
Of course it is.
Actually going past
Hello,
him.
Ginola?
No. Do you
No,
know
Janola's
No,
a
listen,
different.
he's
Janola's different.
Yeah, he's
Ben
different.
Arfa is a fucking maverick.
Yeah. Do you know that was unreal? But he wasn't that, was he? He wasn't the player that is so direct.
No.
You know what I mean? Do you know that was?
He was
unreal.
direct and running the ball straight out of touch.
Janola only got 4 goals for Newcastle, let's be honest.
He
Well,
was so
that's-
smooth.
That's back to me argument
wasn't.
about who's prolific as a winger. And
Yeah.
I keep saying it, Ginola, everyone wanks him off. And I loved him as well, by the way. I'd wank him off now if he was here. But 4 goals, man. Davies has scored more than Ginola.
Well,
We
it's a
created a
new
lot,
feature of the podcast. This one is called Decker Wags Ex-Players Off.
Yeah.
Nikos!
I think it's both on lads.
Skiing. You dress for it.
I'd probably say yes. I'm going to say yes.
It's early days, isn't it?
It's been the best early days I've had.
It's the most exciting in recent times because I've never seen a player like him in recent years.
Would you say Ben Arfa?
Since Ben Arfa.
I know, but would you say Ben Arfa was as...
He probably was when he first came.
Did he go past that many players, that many times?
Yeah.
This guy's number 1 dribbler in the world.
Yeah.
In 3 games he did.
Yeah, let's remember, Ben Arfa had a difficult start to his career at
He got
Newcastle. He
injured,
got a
yeah.
massive injury, really bad injury.
I don't think
So let's be
anyone's
honest with
as
you.
explosive as him.
Hey, Ben Arfa was good
He
at
was
going around
unreal.
players.
He
Like,
was
good at
unreal.
going around
He
players.
was unreal. He was unreal. He was. But I didn't see Ben Arfa topping any best, like most dribbles in the world stats, like. Unless it didn't exist then. But I didn't.
Probably
He's ahead
did,
of Neymar and fucking Mbappe in that man for completed dribbles.
because he's the greatest player in the world.
He is the greatest player.
Absolutely fantastic.
He is, yeah.
Next.
I agree. So, old friend of the podcast who's back, Arun.
Arun.
Arun's back.
Arun actually resubscribed to the Patreon account.
he did, yeah.
Look at that.
He did. So Arun
that.
has got extra videos. He's got access to extra videos,
me,
which
Nikos.
you don't have.
Cheeky little.
Me and Nikos and
Yeah,
Davi.
so the extra videos he's having is Decker getting spunked an hour by David Janola.
Don't say
and
that. That
Nikos
will put people off
Davizas.
subscribing.
Well, coming in your ears every week.
Yo, yes.
So, Arun asks.
That shirt was black when he came.
Reckon the table is going to stay this jam-packed all season? Could we possibly see Steve Bruce's Mighty Mags in a Europa League spot?
Europe again. Let's
I'm
get
telling you,
to Europe.
Everybody's getting carried away this week.
Book your
Football's
flights.
It's funny football.
We're off.
Stevie Bruce's Mighty Mags in the Europa
What I will
League.
say on the league question, I've never seen it as
Mental,
tight as
innit?
this from 5th
very-
to like 15.
Especially with the teams involved as well.
People are beating. I mean, Man City look woeful this season, which is
Well, I'm
mad
not
to
sure you
see,
say
innit?
waffles a bit
Waffles a
extreme.
bit extreme. Like,
They've
they've
lost more
top
games this
players.
season than they have in the last 4 seasons
but
put together.
Waffle?
They've got 4 of the best players out, man. But anyway, what I will say, about the league table is, imagine if you had said, not Bruce, before we all sitting here, we just took over. Don't worry, after 12 games we'll be ahead of Spurs, Man United at the time when we had won. Wolves were ahead of at that time. Yeah, you would have been like, but then you might have said you're below Sheffield United. You'd probably be like, well, fuck, that would be bottom.
They're doing well,
they're fifth. Oh, they're unreal. They're absolutely unreal. But
Villa are doing well as well.
Well, a third bottom, but yeah, fourth bottom.
But like, as in like performance-wise, they're doing well. And you've got to remember how tight it is.
Other than Norwich, how on earth Norwich hammered us and Man City?
Yeah,
what I'm seeing at the minute. But apart from
you had that with Fulham last season, though, didn't you?
Fulham started off well, yeah.
There's, apart from the Watford, Southampton, Norwich, there's not that many poor teams. Every time I watch teams, they're all right then. Do you know what I mean?
He also asks if Shelby stays performing decently. Does this mean we have depth in midfield again, or is a January signing still needed there?
So I think this is a time where you apologise.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we'll go.
I gave him credit last week for his performance.
I think you need to apologise a little bit for those that watched the review of the game versus Bournemouth. You went to town on Shelby.
I did not.
Oh my God!
It was him who was sitting arguing the toss.
But you went to town on Shelby.
Why was I arguing?
I've got no idea because I wasn't listening. Yeah.
You see, you're like, actually, you just move the goalpost. Whatever you fancy.
I think you just say sorry.
I've got nothing to apologise for.
We'll rewatch the first goal. Probably.
No, I agree.
That's what I wanted to say. Sorry.
I agreed with your point about Willems because I didn't see that happening.
But do you think you're a little bit too harsh on Shelby?
No.
A tiny bit.
No.
Really? A tiny bit.
Right.
There was nothing that I said. He was at the near post and he should have picked up a man running past him, which caused Yedlin to come off his near post.
Did he try?
Straight away.
Not straight away.
And what did you say?
Not straight away.
Man. It was.
I said that at time. Watch it back.
Right, before you start arguing again. Yeah. Right, next.
But please watch that goal, and it's Hayden and whoever else.
As I said, and you said exactly the same thing as well.
But then I've reseen it.
You would look back on Shelby's time here and say that it's been disappointing.
That was a different moment in the game where I was focusing on.
Give over.
It was a different moment in the game.
But that's still,
it was when he got run around.
That is what.
I know. But you went to town on that goal, and I don't.
That remark that you've said.
It was him who wasn't shutting up about it.
That remark you've said there sums it up. That the time when you look back on Shelby, it'll be being lazy and not tracking back. So pretty much every goal that we concede, you will look and go, well, Shelby probably could have closed him down. Yeah, but you didn't even see Willems didn't even close the man down. So
that's because Willems was at the other side of the.
You're blinded by the laziness.
Move on.
Perhaps. Because he's shite.
Allegedly.
Alex asks, out of 10, how pissed off was Keith Downey at the weekend when the lads won?
So I've never seen this.
Fucking horrendous, I thought.
I've never seen it. So Keith's coming on the podcast. That guy's going to wank him off.
I hope he does come on.
No, he actually is.
Good.
So we've got a few lined up. So Keith wants to come on. Good. Pete Graves wants to come on. Luke Edwards. He wants to come on.
Mark Douglas has been promising for the last 2 years that he was coming on.
So MD10's been promising for a while. Chris is coming on. Athletic Chris. George Colgan wants to come on.
Athletic Chris.
That's what we're going to call him. The Athletic Chris. So we've got a list. But
you mean Chris Woff?
No one just wants a pint with. Well, they do, but we just can't arrange a time.
Yeah, but
George and Chris
Mark can only attend
from the Athletic
at midnight, so that's hard then.
I
was early at night.
Yeah, it was 10 to 12. The thing with Keith Downey, did you? I know. I
it
think
was.
That's bang out of order. I'm sorry, that's bang out of order. We've came from behind in a game, right, against a good side. In our top 7 side at that point.
I'm going to have to find these because
just go in the WhatsApp group and I'll put them in.
He's been very quiet recently, hasn't he?
He put 4 in a row of fucking... yet again, Yedlin, a defender shows Newcastle out to score, it's 1-1. Then it was 2-1. He didn't even put like, Newcastle have won the game. He put 2-1, clean clock.
He put something like Newcastle defenders 6, Newcastle 7. Strikers 1 or something like that, wasn't it?
I was like, how? You haven't put one single thing about we're coming back from behind. It was just unbelievable. It
was a bit silly.
Terrible,
he's let himself down a bit there, hasn't he?
Will I ring him? I've got his mobile number.
We're not going to ring him live on the podcast now.
Do we want?
Oh, Keith!
Keith, Decker's got something here to ask you.
I'm not expecting him to get his cock out and keep. It's the best game of his life.
Well, you're going to sort them off on the next podcast.
I'm not expecting him to go way over the top, but come on.
Credit where credit's due.
Yeah. And he's like, well, the same guy was kicking off that we couldn't score more than 1 goal in a game. We've done that 2 games back to back. Doesn't care because the striker hasn't scored. When the striker scored, he'd probably say the defenders aren't scoring anymore. Fuck off, man. Just fuck off. It's ridiculous.
Geordie Ridley.
Geordie lad.
No, you're not saying your normal crack when we say his name?
Oh, it's your mate, Jord.
Oh, is it?
Geordie, aye.
Oh, is it? Oh, right, okay. I didn't realise. It's
So-
a different picture, isn't it? Different profile.
Bruce has recently scored himself out of 10.
I thought he was going to finish this. Was he, did he?
What would you give him so far?
Ooh.
Gabriel Obertan, 6.
Bruce gave him a 6, give himself a 6, so
I'd
I'd
give him a
probably
6.
go with a 6 as well.
I'd give him a 6.
7 for me.
7!
It's got to be, yeah.
All right, Lee.
10, Dick, I'd give him.
I'd give him 15.
Brucey apologist.
I didn't think we'd win a game, so.
Question number 2. With everyone fit, what's your first 11?
That's too hard because with defenders game, we've always been in a position where, as a club, we've struggled for competition throughout the pitch. Defenders now, it's thriving. It's the best we've seen probably ever.
Absolutely right, yeah.
Goalkeeper, there's not much
Goalkeeper,
competition. Let's be
goalkeeper,
honest. There's not much.
keeper picks himself.
Even midfield, Shelby's come in and Hayden's back in there, and that's after the 2 Longstaffs were performing well. And
My
by
two would
chance,
be
by
Sean
getting
and-
sent off.
Sean and Hayden, like.
But they're doing well, no matter who's coming in. We've done well, let's be honest. And the same applies for your front 3. I would say the front 3 that are playing now are probably your strongest.
Yep, I agree.
But if someone else was to come in, if let's say Julian got injured, I'd be happy with Carroll, like, doing it for a handful of games until Joe's
I
back.
wouldn't. I'd have Gale in the head of Carroll.
Would you?
Yep.
I think if we lose Saint, we're fucked.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Defensively, we're not. Because we've got.
Atsu comes in and replaces him, doesn't he? But he doesn't replace him.
No offence to Atsu, I've got a lot of time for him.
You can't replace him.
He ain't insane.
Can't replace him.
I can name my 11 easily, like.
Well,
Are you naming
Lascelles,
your?
isn't it?
Are you naming your 11 off talent-wise what you've seen in the past or current form?
Both.
All right, okay. So obviously goalkeeper is Dubravka. Your right back's Yedlin, has to be.
Yedlin, Shea, Fernandez, Lejeune, Wilhelms.
That's harsh on Clark.
Sean Longstaff.
Harsh on Clark. I'm not saying he's the best defender that we've
Isaac
got,
Hayden,
but he's done really well
Almiron,
since he's came in.
Saint, Joel.
I think that's harsh on the defenders.
It is, but
Lascelles has been good for the last...
Lejeune is the best defender at the club, without doubt. If he's fit, he's in that team week in, week
I
out.
agree, but he can't just walk into that team when the defenders are playing.
No, and he won't. He won't. He absolutely won't. But
he's got to wait
if
for his chance
everybody's
like the rest of them
fit
have.
there based on what I know he's capable, he's in my team.
How long has Fernandez sat and waited for his chance again?
But
and he's came in and he's been fantastic.
I'd have him in there before Lascelles.
I agree. So if
that would be my 3: Shea, Fernandez, Lejeune.
We've said this for the last 2 seasons or how much.
But I would happily take
who would you
Kieran
captain
Clark
be?
in there.
There's the next question.
In that team, Fernandez.
All right, okay. I'm struggling to think of someone else. Shaw, maybe. Shaw Fernandez. I'll probably give it to if Lascelles isn't there.
Clark's not on it, no.
He's saying no,
No,
Clark.
he's not in my back 3.
So you
And
go with?
you got Sean and Hayden.
Sean and Hayden in midfield.
It'd be Dubravka or.
I'm not sure how I feel
or
about keeper.
Fernandez.
Yeah.
Or
I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever on the pitch. I mean, Shearer was a captain. He's up front half the time. He's, you know what I mean. If I'm being
Was
really,
Lloris captain for Spurs?
I always think a centre midfielder like a Roy Keane.
Yeah.
Is my type of captain. Being honest with you, but I think captains these days are more off the field.
Yeah.
I think Lascelles.
Well, obviously you've got 2 captains. You've got a captain on the field and a captain in the
Yeah,
background.
and I think Lascelles.
Because Richie's
which is where
the
Richie
captain in the
Richie
background.
comes from, yeah.
Well, I've heard Lascelles is
Pull.
I think you've got loads of good leaders. I mean, Fernandez you've mentioned there. He's a
Well,
leader.
it's not long ago we were
Chelsea's
saying
a price
we didn't have any leaders on the pitch.
Well, I didn't, but everyone said we needed Richie because we couldn't win a tackle and we got beat 5-0. Bottom line, we got beat 5-0 and everyone, Richie will save it. We get Richie back, we need that passion. We haven't lost a game since, hardly, do you know what I mean? So it's, again, I'll go back to what I said before. You lose a game of football, it's the end of the world. We're going down, you need sack, we need Richie back.
You win a couple of games, you get
win a couple
Europe.
of games, you get Europe. That's just, it is what it is, eh? I just think sometimes we'll have to really take stock of this moment and go, when we win 2 or 3 in a row, don't get too carried away. And if we lose 2 or 3 in a row, it's not all doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Let's try and just stay in between.
Football's very reactive, isn't it?
If we lose 10 in a row, right, let's start kicking off. But like, you know what I mean?
Right, how are the next?
Looking forward to January. One position, where would you strengthen?
Centre midfield without any shadow of a doubt. Without any shadow of a doubt.
You know what it is? I sat here at the start of the season and said that, and you both said, "Oh, we've got loads of strength and depth in
No,
midfield."
I think we have. I think we've got strength. I think we've got the numbers, but I think it can be improved.
We don't dictate games in midfield ever. We just don't do it. And
I want a number 10, man.
We
I want a number 10.
we don't play number 10.
We're missing.
But I want a number 10.
We're missing Mo Diarmi.
We've been looking for a number 10 for about 100 years. We've bought 10 of them. We bought Cabela. We thought he was one. We thought
Taylor Payne's looking for him.
we tried to make Tauvin one. We've tried to make the young one. Shite, man.
He's looking for 2 of them.
When you're a centre midfielder, we can't dictate what games. We can't. In a centre midfield, we can't run a game. We never can. Bournemouth proved it again. Just running past us if we're not even on the field.
I like Big Phil Billen that plays for them, who they signed from Huddersfield.
See the tall guy?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a twat though.
he's but that's
He was
why,
a twat, though, yeah.
because
Twat.
he just breaks everything up in the middle and lets people around to play football.
I thought he was an arsehole, but I wouldn't have him in my team.
What happens first? Miggy's first goal or the Mexican takeover?
Oh God.
So that for anybody that hasn't seen it, the Mexican takeover talk is
We're not
popped
getting
up again
involved.
today.
We're not getting involved with it.
Build a wall.
That's not your takeover to talk about.
Yeah, but it's not happening. We'll talk about this takeover when.
So you're saying Miggy's goal will
When it
happen
happens.
first, then, are you?
Yeah.
So we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
So is Miggy's goal happening first before the takeover?
100%.
I'm not so
100%.
sure.
But I know. But that's got nothing to do with the takeover.
Well, John Ruddy says Miggy to break his duck with a 90th minute winner against Man City.
Dream.
The fans go wild. Which goal have you celebrated the most, home or away?
Gutierrez, West Ham.
Ah, beautiful that.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Of recent years has to be that one.
Mine is probably Feyenoord away.
Well, you're there as well.
I was there.
Jesus.
It was
I
unbelievable.
always love a Derby Day goal, but that Gutierrez one just stands in my
That's-
memory.
yeah,
'cause
that was
went
it.
wild. Went wild.
That was special goal. That.
I've got so many thinking. I can't remember the best one. I can't be honest with you off the top of my head. Like, there's that many. Which, considering we've done nothing in my life, it's not too bad.
CC's against Fulham.
That
a
was
decent
pretty
one.
awesome. Yeah, it was.
Was that like in the 92nd minute or something daft like that? Was late, wasn't it?
That was really late. Yeah.
A late goal's always the best, though, isn't it?
Well, as long as it's not against you.
Yeah, there was some goodness, like, wasn't there?
Emre's free kick against Sunderland.
That was outstanding.
That was good, yeah.
That was unreal.
Because that game was end to end, wasn't it? It was end to end.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
NUFCJ asks, what are your favourite pre- and post-match bars? Madison's was his pick before it got closed down at the
Madison's.
end of last season.
We used to
like
love
a
Madison's.
Maddie's for a win,
You just
didn't
get
we?
pissed on a tenner.
Get on the trebles.
Oh, mate. Trebles were like £2.
Trebles and
a week.
cocktails.
No, we're like ball
remember
over
that day?
summer. No.
In Maddie's, banging on the table.
Oh, we got wrong.
When the
Loads
bouncer,
on
bouncer, we would sit in there banging on the table.
Every time
the
he scored,
bouncer
we
would
stopped.
come in, we would stop, and he'd come in, he'd be looking around trying to find who was doing it. Turn around, go back out, we'd do it again. He would drove him mad.
Amazing challenge.
It was hilarious.
The best.
Really good.
It's gotta be
We're like
after-
ball over in the summer.
After the match
always
is the George.
Always
Is that what
old
was shut?
George.
Old George.
Why was
Aye.
it shut? Why?
Because the cards machines weren't working, so they shut the full bar.
That's the way to do it. Like.
Yeah, old. There's
And it
no.
was a Sunday afternoon.
There's nothing
It
better.
was, wasn't it? Yeah.
There's nothing better than
Old George sat out.
going to Old George and
Great.
seeing www.djdrama.co.uk.
Is he paying for this?
We're giving them some free advertising. Get in there, get in the courtyard.
It's amazing.
He's got the
like,
tunes on. Everybody's louting around all over the shop.
Old George Saturdays are the best.
better.
The best. Win, lose or draw.
Win, lose or draw, you'll find we're in the Old George.
Well, it's a Sunday and they've got no car machine.
Pre-match, again, it depends. It's weather dependent for us,
Players
isn't
Ball
it?
used to
over.
go to. That's right. I used to go.
Where?
Players.
Players.
Players?
God, that's old school.
Back in the day.
I haven't been clear.
We went to,
It's really
Is it still
expensive.
there now?
It's really
Is it still there?
expensive now.
So pre-match, we
Yeah.
went to Wunderbar, didn't
We
we?
went to Wunderbar.
Just opened this week.
So what I bought is where Beyond used to be.
Right, okay.
It's
yeah.
upstairs,
Upstairs.
and they've got like it laid out with like similar
kinda like a
beer
beer
keller,
keller,
where it's
isn't it?
benches, just
Yeah.
rows and rows of benches. It was alright.
Good, yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's alright.
So yeah, that was our
That might be
weekend.
when you watering hole.
Yeah, it was like, didn't you get a few more staff behind the bar to serve you a bit quicker?
Jesus Christ, aye, that was bad.
But other than that, Geordie Ahmed,
Yep, Ash lad. Good lad, my mate.
your mate again. He's been a bit negative here, like I'm afraid. So he says, do you think you will ever be a part of the Bruce fan club? Well, he's obviously asking me and you this, Chris, because Decker already is.
I don't think I've ever said like
I know he's never been.
No, I don't think I've ever been like against him. I didn't want him as a manager. Let's be honest, but no one did. But every manager that comes in this club, there's nothing I can do about it to stop them becoming a manager. So I always judge a manager as I do on players.
I was a party.
Like how do you?
Yeah. Them days when we were fifth, I thought it was great. It's absolutely great.
I liked him until he became a dick.
Well, yeah, but listen, he's got a time limit. This guy has a time limit.
Oh, he's got a sell like
Ash, I mean Bruce.
Yeah.
Sorry, not
Ashrak, you've got a time limit, son.
No, I mean Bruce. It isn't long. It isn't long.
Nah.
It's not long. What he's doing now, I still think
He's only 3
It's
defeats away
unbelievable.
from getting the sack because the fans will go wild.
absolutely right.
Well, I'll continue on with his question. So whilst I'll happily give him credit for what he's done so far, I just think it will eventually fall apart. His entire history demonstrates this.
It falls apart for anyone, man. It fell apart for Bobby Robson. It fell apart for Keegan. It falls apart
Every
for every
single great
manager, man.
Pep Guardiola's having it at the minute. He's having it a tough time.
Mourinho's had it.
Ferguson had it. Mourinho had it.
Every manager.
Has it?
The difference
Like I
is
said, has a sell idea,
Steve Bruce
man.
has it a lot more regularly
It does.
than the rest of
Oh, he's been on a few
the
shows.
rest
like.
of them. But look, like we said, he's came in. You've got to give him your support. You've got to allow him a chance. If he fucks it up, he fucks it up, and then everybody that has harped on about it can say, "Well, I told you so."
No, yeah.
But
But they're not telling us
it.
anything I didn't know.
no.
I'm just really shocked and pleasantly happy that we're doing quite well.
I'm on the happier side of the fence at the minute. As I say, I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. So
Well, I'm on a side
that's slightly
I
positive.
never thought we'd be on fucking 15 points now, like, ever.
True.
Honestly, I didn't.
Let's be honest with you, right? We're 3 points off. I think it's 7th, 6th or 7th. We're 3 points off. So
And we've played the top 6 sides.
I think
in
what
the
was
first 12.
was 7 off relegation?
I think it's 7. Yeah, they're on 8. We're on 15. Bottom 3. Well,
Aye.
say bottom
So we're closer to Europe than what we're getting the Championship.
yeah, honestly,
You've got to judge it as each week passes, and right now we're doing well.
a couple of things that have shocked us, and it's not necessarily winning games. One is that we're still defensively pretty strong. We still look organised, and the character of the players hasn't seemed to have faltered. Them still seem as bought in as they've ever been, and they're the two things that I was worried about would lose. I really did. I thought certainly defensively, I thought we'd be leaking goals for fun, which we're not. Other than the Leicester game, but if you go past the Leicester game. It was only 1-0 against Chelsea. We didn't
And
split
Leicester
mine.
have had a fantastic season.
They're a great
let's
team.
be honest.
About 10 men for an hour.
Absolutely
so
battered Southampton.
yeah, it is shit to lose 5-0. Of course it wasn't. It was disastrous at the time. But as I say, just going back to my point there, I think well, there's a few things that happened. We're scoring from set pieces, which we couldn't do before.
Yeah.
We could never score from set pieces. We're doing that at the moment, and we're in a position that I didn't think we'd be.
I think the problem that people have is because yes, Bruce has got the results. We're in a position in the league where you'd probably be happy with. The problem is with Rafa, it wasn't all about the results. It was about the future and the projects that you would imagine Rafa delivering. We said so many times, Rafa was basically the glue to the club, bring the fans back to the club.
In terms of the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of the
and
future.
I think that's what people are thinking in the mind, rather than, as fans, of course, we'll look forward to the future, but right now we're living the present, and you've got to give them credit. You have to. You have to. We're playing attacking football. We haven't seen this for God knows how long. We look dangerous on the attack, and we look like we're going into games looking to win them.
Well, the last 2 games, I honestly have enjoyed both of them.
Yeah.
They were both exciting games. Like, and I totally agree. If you look at the future, it's not Bruce's fault. The future will be shit. Really, it's not.
Yeah.
It's one person's fault.
Yeah.
But again, the negativity and everything's went away from him, from Ashley. It's all gone away from Ashley, and it seems to be part of Bruce's door half the time. Like, and it's just wrong. It's just wrong.
So last question. So we've had 3 players that have essentially sent in the same question.
3 players.
3 people have sent in the same,
The players
same
sent their own
question.
questions in.
Yeah.
This one's from Deodrin Yedlin. What did you think about my goal?
Yedlin.
What months do you know that? When's get me
When's
past
Decker coming round?
Nick has Stabby's ass. Ask Decker what time I should get round there. No, so 3 people have sent in the more or less the same question, and it is, who is going to be the most likely to score first, Saint-Maximin or Almiron?
Maradona. No, I'm joking. I'm going to say Saint.
Saint?
Yeah. I just think he gets in real areas. Like
I'm going to say Almiron, and I think it'll be a deflection of Saint's shot. Like Saint will shoot. It'll get parried out and Almiron just be there to tap it in.
I'm going to say Miggy.
I hope you're right, actually. I'd rather him score first.
What about poor Joe? I know he scored one, but he hasn't scored one at home yet.
No, he hasn't, does he?
He scored the one against Spurs.
Pre-season friendly.
Did pre-season.
That didn't count.
It didn't, to be fair.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, I just think he's so dynamic, man, going forward. I mean, he's played 2 games. He should have scored 4. Let's be fair, he should have. He should have definitely scored 2 at West Ham, and definitely 1 at the weekend.
Yeah.
Definitely 1.
Possibly
if not
2.
2. So I just think he gets in behind so well. I think there's a chance he'll score before Miggy, but I hope I'm wrong because I want Miggy to score because I think that duck's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it's what I said on the last one. I think once one of them scores, that's when they'll both start. I honestly believe that.
It's too much confidence here.
I think that, as we spoke about in the review, Miggy's reaction to that shot, he's just like, he's not taking it as personal now. He's like,
laughing, money.
He was laughing at it, where he's like, so maybe that's just showing a little bit more of he's just starting to relax a bit more in front of goal and thinking, well, I'm trying everything that I can do, and it's not happening. So when it happens, it'll happen.
If we're going winning games, they can miss every single shot that they get.
That's it. As long as somebody's sticking it in the back of the net.
Yeah. They can still miss all the chances, but we are so exciting going forward at times. That we are very, very. I love pace. I've said it for years. I have a team of Yedlins me in terms of pace.
What did you think of Hale?
What?
Wow.
That's a niche reference there, wasn't it?
On that note, because that's like early 90s we're going back to there. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks to Guillermo Clothing, thanks to Geordie Gifts. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks. We do have a quiz night coming up on Monday the 18th. It's in this very pub.
That's next Monday?
It is next Monday, so if you do want to come along.
1 week's time?
Come and join me.
Washing my hair.
People listening on a Wednesday and they'll come in a week's time.
So come and join me. We're having pints. Emil's hosting it.
Good.
Who always does a good job.
We're going to sit. Free food on the bar.
Yeah, will it?
Is that what their hours is?
Are you paying for it?
Nah, their hours put free food on the bar.
Alright, okay. There might be free food on the bar.
There's loads of corned beef pie and stuff down there.
For that, though.
Yeah, there's currently food downstairs on the table because there's been a funeral, right? So I can't promise there's going to be a funeral next Monday that we can take.
That's the only reason we're coming on
from.
Monday is because there's normally food on.
Alright, okay. Right, bye!
The daughter's on.